My name is Nathalie Uku, and of course, Favor Obiyanaba is still here. Is still here, the beautiful Favor. And joining us now are two special guests. We have Ndidi Duru, who is a social development advocate and founder, Talk to Solve, as well as Onyeka Chukwu Asado, boy coach, executive director, Building Boys Academy, as we discuss how we can put an end to bullying. Thank you so much for joining us. This is a very timely topic. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'd like to start with you, Ndidi, speaking about bullying. You know, it's hard to understand why somebody would leave her home or his home and just go to school or wherever and start intimidating another child, or even in a household where you have one sibling bullying another when the parents are out of the house. Why? What informs such a mindset?
Okay, so I'd like you to see bullying as an act. And it's a learned behavior, by the way. Some people spiritualize it. You're demon possessed for you to be doing this to other people. No, it's situational. So when you raise a child in an aggressive environment, she sees the father yell at the mom. She sees the mom, aggressively take things from the father. I mean, the child begins to learn that life is a place of aggression. You get everything through aggression. Do you understand? So you're forming an aggressive being. That's number one. Two, sometimes kids don't know how to communicate. They have something they want to say, but maybe because they have emotional struggles on how to say it. And so the first thing that comes out is, give it to me, And when he actually means, please can I have it? So sometimes it's a communication gap. So I started by saying what we model at home for our children, okay, that's one. Number two, communication gap from the child. When you don't know what to say, how to say, you possibly haven't even asked your mother or your father, how can I say this? The other one is environment. There are environments that shut children down. It starts with environment where there are absent parents. Okay, we have the absentee parents. So this child is always stifled. Who do I talk to? My nanny may not understand what I'm talking about because she may not even be educated. I have an aunt who doesn't have my time, always on Z World, always on WhatsApp, social media, and all that. Okay, so this child is stifled. Again, peers. I could classify it under peer pressure. Okay, if you come to school and it's fashionable to bully people, you could also start it. So when you say, as senior students, you want to get something from a junior student, and to do it, what is fashionable is to command, hey, get me that bucket right away, to be rude. Shut up, and some of the trends, and you don't even know that you're denigrating the views of others or disrespecting them. So these are the factors that can cause or expose a child to bullying.
I do agree with you. I especially like your last point when it is fashionable to. As someone who went to a boarding school, it was the trend. Yeah. It was the trend. And so if you as a senior, you were not bullying, or maybe you did not see the need to do it, it's like, people would, this senior is soft, or they like this senior, or something like that. So it's something that happens, and people see it as a rite of passage, and you must bully this person and all of that. So I do agree with you on that. Now I want to ask, because we see this happen, you're raising boys, and we're seeing things that are happening, the trend that are happening with boys nowadays. What would you say is the cause? Because I'm afraid for this generation of young boys, the conversations that they have, the access that they have and all of that. So what would you say is the major cause? Are we going to say it's neglect? Because sometimes I would say parents try their best. Because to be fair, as a parent, you have your own personal life. You have other things you're doing. And yes, you also try your best to be present for your child. And some children are very sneaky. You hear things that your child is like, this boy, where did he learn? My own son, where did he learn this? So what would you say are the issues that we're seeing with young boys of nowadays?
Okay, thank you very much. The thing is, Mrs. Du has, laid the foundation, and since you brought it to my own consistency with his boys, I also work with their parents, because we can't work with the boys in isolation. Generally speaking, you mentioned neglect. But I also want to put a caveat to it. I'm a parent. And as busy as I am, my wife too is a very busy professional, all right? But we understand our role as parents. No, you're a parent. You can't negotiate. I mean, you're a media person, and time is one of the hallmarks of your profession. You can't afford to be late. So also your guests. So you don't say because, oh, I'm a media person, I can do. No, you're a parent. It's an office for a phase of time. Phase because a time will come when those kids will go and leave the house. And so how you treat them or don't treat them will also affect their relationship with you and others. So I'm just saying to put that caveat because someone might be watching right now and say, okay, I think I have a right to
neglect to go out.
If you don't want to take care of children, please don't be a parent. Don't marry. Don't be a parent. I talk to fathers a lot too. We have a segment of our mentorship program where we work with young fathers. And I tell them, if you don't want to, please don't even have a child. Don't bring a child into this world and then they are looking up to you. She mentioned the issue of even when you have a nanny. Yeah. You understand? So yeah, neglect has a role to play. But for boys now, she also mentioned the issue of it's something that we look up to. In fact, that's the reason why I didn't go to boarding house. Because I saw it. I went to my first 3 years in secondary school was you had boarding and day options. But I saw it among my friends who were boarders. It was like a rite of passage. Yeah. Let me wait till I start wearing trousers. As in, they look forward to it. I was shocked. During my youth service, I lived with some priests. I don't want to mention the congregation or And I remember one of the days we were in the recreation room, a seminarian, if you know the order in the Catholic Church, he was about to be ordained. Just a few days to his, I think his diaconate ordination. And then much younger, they were struggling for the remote of the television in the recreation room. And this guy says, I can't remember what happened, but the older one says, wait till I become formation director. I'm going to I'll frustrate you. I'm telling you, I saw it and it scared me. So this bullying thing is not just about children. It happens in fact, the average Nigerian, I'm sorry to say, is a bully. Unless you've worked on yourself and you've been able to because a lot of things, there's so much pressure from everywhere, So it's a situational thing. It's a family issue sometimes. It's an environmental issue. It's also seen as a rite of passage. That's for you to. Many families in our climate today, the men are bullies of their wives. We have men who bully they talk to their wives in front of their relatives. They talk to, their children as if they, that doesn't mean you're a man. Being a man doesn't mean you have to back and try to command. You don't command obedience by being a man. It's how you function, how you live your life, how you model responsibility, like she also mentioned. So parents are fundamentally responsible because of how we work in the house, in the home. The school has a role to play. How do teachers connect? How do they talk to? Last time I was here, you were interviewing me, and I remember that I was talking about connecting with the boys.
International Day of the Boy.
I have boys who are tuned in right now. They're in the university, but they've taken time to find where they can watch. They're not in Enugu. Why? Because of a connection I have built with them. So if I put up on my status they want to be there. Not because I've bullied them, I try to cajole them or show them, look, I'm older than you, but because we have built a relationship. So fundamentally speaking, the family has most of the blame. I think I'll just stop here.
All right, let's come to you now. You have an upcoming event for the love of children. I just like how that the message is already there. Yeah. Tell us about the upcoming events. And I mean, it's obvious what people stand to gain by attending. Yeah. But tell us about, more about it, when it's happening, where it's happening, and more perks of the event.
Okay, so it's going to be our 7th edition. You already mentioned it, for the love of children, and we're going to be talking extensively on bullying. It's going to happen on the 1st of February, 2025 at the Amadio Event Center.
Yeah, some space particularly.
And everyone is invited.
Yes.
Particularly parents, school owners, and people who are interested in child development. I think it's a business of everyone, because even if you don't have your child now, you will have tomorrow. You have nieces, you have neighbors. So it's important everyone comes. We'll have some guests. I will be the event compere.
Obviously. Obviously. I mean, the roles couldn't have been better selected.
So we're inviting a whole lot of people. We'll be reaching out to schools as we always do. we met with the wonderful Commissioner of Education.
Yes.
He was amazing, said he was going to send his crew, and now we are here. And we hope many people will join. So this time is going to be different. We're not just going to have a one-day event. We have plans of furthering it, going to schools, acting as counselors, training teachers, meeting with parents, seeing how we can collaborate to combat this. This is bigger than we think.
I agree.
Okay? Bullying doesn't just happen physically. I mean, when we talk about online bullying, that is... let me just stop there because you might still have other
I really love the point that you made, Mr. Onyeka, when you said that the average Nigerian is a bully. And I like, you said that, you even if you want to be a parent tomorrow, I also think that people should come for this because maybe you have that bullying trait in you so that, you should come. Everybody should be a part of it.
Particularly fathers.
You are lasting parents.
Yes, because this is my work. I see it every day. And it breaks my heart.
I think the older you get, the more mature you get, and you start to see your parents as human beings. Because growing up, you're like, everything is but when you get older, you realize that human beings can make mistakes.
Of course.
So you could be a parent and you have not been getting it right.
Exactly.
So don't think that because you are seen as all and all, it means you should not attend a workshok on bullying, because there are ways that you may not know you're bullying and it's affecting everybody around you. So this is, like I said, is a timely conversation, and we wish you all the success
Thank you so
at
much.
your upcoming event.
I wanted to add something.
Go ahead.
When you asked the question about neglect, and he talked about busy parents, even if you're busy, you must create time for your kids, even if it's just 30 minutes, 5 minutes. You never can tell what that will do with a child. I give you an instance. He mentioned you, so I'll use you. Assuming you work from 9 to 6 or 8 p.m., parenting is sacrifice, right? It's always important that once you come back, at least get to the table. I would prefer, when I was talking with some parents, I said, there is power in eating together. You don't understand. It's like somebody taking you out. You're in a relaxed environment. You can talk. You are not stressed. So when you sit down to talk with these kids, you'll be surprised how much you can get from them. You don't have to be with them from morning till night. And it's not always, because growing up, our parents show you concern by saying, oh, did you go to school today? What did they teach? Did you understand? Nobody asks you about your feeling. So not like asking passively, how do you feel today?
That's the most important question.
I'm already looking at it.
What were the stressors of today? What stressed you?
What stressed you?
I think there's no reason in the world to miss this workship. I mean, you're already saying a lot, and I'm sure there's still lots more to be said. Because that's a step in the right direction. Eating together would help a lot of things to get unraveled on the dinner table. Thank you so much for joining the show.
Thank you very much.
And on that note, we draw the curtains on today's edition of the Afia Morning Show. On behalf of the entire production team of the Afia Morning Show, this is saying thank you, and do have a great day ahead. My name is Nathalie Uku.
And I'm Favor Obinyaluba. Enjoy the rest of your day.